make sure you a brother, man. Make sure you Black American brother. Um, laced, you know what I mean? We here to convert pookies and you know what I mean into productive black men over here. So if you're productive, definitely hit that subscribe. If you're a pookie, Ray wanting to change your life and get on track, you hit that like and subscribe. Anybody else who don't fit those two categories, man, you can listen if you want, man. I don't even expect you to, but don't subscribe. You know what I mean? Don't really need you over here. You know what I mean? So we get that out the way. Let's get into the topic, man. I got a couple topics I want to address tonight. I know I'm a little late. Been dealing with some things, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But we're gonna talk about this Up the Streets topic. I know I'm about 2 weeks late. I'm basically using $8 pay or something like it's getting funny out here. But as far as Savage like to call Atlanta, Ratlanta, okay? Bunch of rats down there. Um, bunch of rats down there, and it's another three-letter word that they got down there start with an F. It's a whole lot of them going on down there. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever they say goes. Whatever they say don't fly around here. So I'm not never gonna listen to no tether tell me, oh, F the streets after he done ratted and snitched on people. And now so he can save face and keep making his money and still be popular instead of being held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Standing on principles and morals and values is let's throw the morals and values out the window. Let's keep this party going. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like is going on with them homo thugs down there in Ratlanta. All right. So what they say don't go. I don't care who co-signed it. I don't care what other rats co-signed. 21 Savage, the tether rat. He a rat too. If y'all remember correctly about 21 Savage a few years back, 21 Savage was about to get deported. That's how we found out that he wasn't really from around here. That's when we found out he was really from uh Britain or whatever. Yeah, I mean, he one of them British guys, you know. He's got that weird accent. I know the accent, my accent is probably cooperated and told on some stuff down there in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And he was able to stay on a U visa. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the visa he got is the U visa, which is basically a visa that they give people, you know, like just say somebody robbed him, for instance, you know what I mean, or something happened to him, and now, he's scared, he needs protection. That's when they get the U visas. That's when the immigrants get the U visas, and that's what 21 Savage is on. You know what I mean? And I had to talk, with this. I had to talk about this with a homeboy of mine. I'm like, listen, man, he came out. He was the first one saying this, and of course, all the rats co-signed it. But I'm like, man, you know, sure, it would have looked better if he would have came out stomping tall, talking about how his slaughter gang is the realest gang in Ratlanta, and they not rats, and they the only one. He the only one that can stand tall and say he ain't rat. But you know, he knew better than to come out with it, with his CD standing on that. You know what I mean? After that whole YSL case, he knew better because he know he on a U visa. He know he ratted too. You see what I'm saying? All them dudes is rats. That's why I call them Ratlanta. All right. I don't care who don't like it. Ratlanta, you know what I mean? Stand tall and stand on that Ratlanta business. You know what I'm saying? Stand on that Ratlanta business, man. Y'all rat night. Hang on real quick, man. Let me see what we got here, man. Yeah. So like I was saying, we're gonna talk about at the streets, man. I'm gonna put it like this, man. It's Governor Jay here, right? Streets. You know what I mean? I could say up the streets if I want to, because I done put that behind me, right? I done did all that, changed my life around, did positive things, went to school, became a productive citizen, all those type of things. A person like me who actually put work in or whatever like that, you know what I mean? I could say up the streets, okay? Up the streets. Like I said, I can say up the streets, right? Because I'm somebody who was in the streets before, got educated, did volunteer work, gave back to the community, all that type of stuff. I'm a type of person that can say at the streets. right? Another person can say somebody who's never been in the streets at all, someone who not attracted to the street. You know what I mean? Someone who doesn't view the streets and that lifestyle, whatever. And at the streets, you have to stop talking about the streets. You can't keep rapping about streets. If you say at the streets, you have to rap about turkey giveaways and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The studying for your math tests and stuff like that. Like real rap. Shout out to Troy Ave. I remember about 10 years ago, maybe a little less than 10 years ago, but around that time, he had a case, and I think and he told or whatever cooperated. And his whole thing was the streets is a myth. It wasn't at the streets, it was streets are a myth. It's a myth, it ain't real, like it's fake. But I understood Troy Ave's situation, right? Troy Ave, he's fighting the case. I think it was attempted homicide, something attempted unaliving or something like that. And yeah, dude, the dude who tried to unalive him is on the stand telling on him. So it's like, so what he's supposed to do? Like he's supposed to sit there, I'd be a person who tried to unalive, rat on him, probably make up stories on him, lie on him possibly, and he just not say nothing, just close his mouth and then just get roofed by the judge. Like that's what he was supposed to do. You got kids, right? You got family. Is that what somebody's supposed to do for the streets, right? For people who don't care about them, for your homeboys or whatever, right? Who might look at you and don't even care that you in jail. You dead now, you in jail, right? They try f on your baby mom or whatever, your baby sis, whatever. You know what I mean? When you in jail, like you supposed to just go to jail for that. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. You know, look at Tory Lanez right now. Tory Lanez looking kind of dumb, because he wanted to be big gangster, right? Those don't testify on his own. I ain't do it. He wanted to be a gangster. He's not even from here. Another tell he's from Canada, but he wanted to live up to that street code we got here in America. And that look what got him. He got roofed. He's in jail 10 years. He got poked up 15, 16, 17 times. Now he's on ABC News saying I didn't do it. You should have did that on the stand though. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things there where people can understand, even the gangsters understand. Where it's like, man, you really gonna sit for that? Come on, man, you gonna go to jail for that? One another person who can't say at the streets, somebody like Takashi 69 can't say at the streets. Now Takashi don't get a pass. I know he got done dirty by his gang and all that, but dog, you part of that gang. You can't start ratting after that, man. You see what I'm saying? You can't start ratting after that and still think you're gonna be tough guy, run your mouth, say whatever you want to say whenever you think you want to say it. You can't do that, bro. You can't say at the streets, man. You ain't supposed to rat on your crew, man. I don't care if they did you dirty or not. You're supposed to do them dirty. You're supposed to get back at them in the streets. But that's another thing about Takashi 69. He's not a street guy. He's not a street guy. You know what I mean? But since he portrays himself to be that, he want to be a gangster, a little Mexican dude, right? I don't got no love for him. He can't at the streets, man. So these people that are pushing that narrative, listen, man, we can't listen to that. If you don't want to be in the streets, don't be in the streets. What I will say is, I do think that this new movement it stems from a larger movement that is happening amongst Black American men, right? Savage and Atlanta food to the side. Um, country, right? We've seen that crime has been going down. Violent crimes, definitely unalivements and stuff like that has been going down across the country. Um, hometown, Philadelphia last year, Philadelphia had less than 300 unalignments, which is substantial. That's amazing. And I think they said they had the lowest total amount of unalignments since 1966, something like that, 7 or whatever. Like right before whatever them riots they had in '68. You know what I mean? And things started going left after that. But before that, and it's the same thing for this whole region over here, right? Stretching from Camden, New Jersey, down to Chester. Everywhere's having like record low homicides. I mean, this is across the country, so there's a wider cultural shift happening. You know what I'm saying? And what nobody wants to talk about, right? And I think I'm gonna take this somewhere else. This is where it's gonna get a little controversial. But what nobody's talking about is the fact that street culture may be so-called dying out, but what's tied to street culture is hood rat culture and Keisha culture. That's also dying out, right? Um, the real situation at hand is that Keisha is losing her influence over the black community. The matriarch is losing her position in this matriarchy, and the young brothers coming up, they care less about impressing Keisha, right? They know Keisha likes that degeneracy. She likes degenerates, you know what I mean? And the young folks nowadays, they see it what that life leads to. Like it's like too many cases of it, right? And it's in your face now with social media. Everybody wants to film everything. Everybody wants to get on there, spill all their secrets on camera. You know what I mean? Tell you everything what's going on in their life. You know, their diary is YouTube. Their diary is TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And with the brother, man, I don't want to deal with this drama, man. I don't want to deal with this drama. You're looking at the old heads, everybody who's in the marriage is miserable. Everybody, you ain't getting love over here, Becky. You ain't getting no love over here, Becky. You know what I'm saying? Like the solution is Becky. You know what I mean? And it's like when you call this, but Becky, no, you ain't getting that over here, man. Becky might be a tad bit better, but she not get put on a pedestal over here. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. I mean, that's what's going on with the young crowd, right? They ain't on that race loyal thing because they already see how these so-called sisters getting down. Like they ain't really race loyal. That it's not that they're race loyal, it's just that they don't have the options that black American men have. We have more options amongst other races than they do. You know what I'm saying? And even when they do get some options of some other kind of race of man, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's you know what? Well, I don't even do this live stuff. But let's move on to the next subject, man. I'm talking about the FBAs, right? I'm talking about the FBAs, right? Gotta talk about the FBAs now, man. Just since we talking about F the streets, we're talking about Keisha culture, we're talking about Black American culture and all that. We gotta talk about these FBAs, right? Now, if y'all remember my live stream from a few months back, right? When I kicked that whole FBA thing, man, we threw the FBA in the garbage can, right? Threw that in the garbage can back in around September. I made a declaration at that time. I said that FBAs, all them content creators, all them influencers, their numbers going down, right? Their numbers going down, and it's going to be more people that's talking like me, more brothers talking like me coming up. And I did not miss on that one. That is 100% factual. I checked their numbers out about a month ago. I was going to make a live stream just about FBA numbers going down, right? But I'm like, you know what? I don't got it in me to like clout chase, man. I really don't, man. It's been multiple opportunities where I could have probably had that viral moment that would have had my page monetized. And it's like, I'm like, nah, let me just be organic. Let me just, do it by the book and all that, man. I really got to stop, man. Really got to stop, man. I really got to start coming at everybody neck, man. That's what I really need to start doing. Um, that's what I need to start doing, man. We're gonna work on that, fam. But back to these FBA dudes, man. Numbers been going down, boy. Numbers been going down lately, man. Tariq and your boy Black Alpha in particular, right? Philip Scott too. Philip Scott, he's a little different or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't really got no real issue with him. Numbers going down, like um Black Authority numbers. I think his stuff be like around consistent. It'd be consistent for the most part. The only one I still be in tune with for the most part be Black Trophy. I think he the most solid one. He the most one out of all of them, right? He knew FBA numbers was going down. So what he did was instead of it being being completely obvious and blatant that his numbers are going down. What he did was pivot to TikTok, right? So if you pivot to TikTok, you pivot to a platform you don't really have a large presence on, right? But you got a following, you got a name, you got a brand. You're Tariq Nasheed. Like you go on TikTok and instead of going on Twitter and doing your live streams and live spaces on Twitter, you decide to do on TikTok. Of course, your numbers are going to grow because you don't really have that following over there yet. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have followers that are coming from Twitter live streams or X live streams when numbers ain't look when you go on this YouTube channel, check out the numbers over these last few months and go back, uh, pre-fall autumn times in the summer and previous, man, his numbers is down. Black Alpha numbers down. The few live streams that they do have that look like the numbers is looking normal, they have bots on them joints. They have all these bots that's popping up in their live streams now. You want a live stream that's talking about 150, 300,000 people is watching at that very moment. A bunch of bots. You know what I'm saying? So I called it. Numbers is going down. I'm coming across all these different content creators now that's talking about, yo, man, I mean, what's up? And them FBA dudes is full of bullshit. They simping over there. You know what I mean? Everybody talk about how they simping. Hey, how Keisha, man, Keisha is the problem. She is the problem. She's being exposed. You know what I mean? And you got FBA, reparations not coming. None of that's happening, man. Like I said before, man, the FBA dudes, man, you're not going to get reparations by arguing with Africans on TikTok, okay? It's just not how it's going to happen. It's just not how it's going to happen. All right? So that whole movement right there, done in a garbage, all right? This the new movement over here, all right? It's what we doing over here, man. That's it for FBAs, man. Smooth. We kicking them to the curb. We gotta talk about the passport bros, man. I gotta stomp on the passport bros, right? I'm now passport bros. Unfortunately, they've been under fire for the last few weeks. Really, I guess it's dying down now. But I guess I'm a reignite it for a second with the dude, Floyd or whatever. The dude Floyd down there in Brazil doing all them weird things with them kids. Mm, 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 mm. Passport, bro. Bad take those. Now, I gotta break it down for y'all, right? Because a lot of people don't really know what a passport bro is, right? Um, the so-called leader of the passport bros, right? Or I don't want to call him a leader, right? Because I actually like dude, like he's a right guy, you know what I'm saying? Um, with the spokesman or whatever, right? OG. I ain't gonna put his name out there or whatever. He'll say that the passport bros is ideology, and it's just about like he'll say it's an ideology that's about just like traveling, exploring the world or whatever, right? That's it's like PR, right? That's just the PR definition of passport bro. It's not really what a passport bro is, right? Now, I'm a traveler, right? I've been traveling internationally since 2016. Been 10 years. I've been traveling 10 years, right? Since 2016. And granted, and that's international traveling. I've been traveling in this country way prior to that. You know what I mean? I've been all over the country. Like, look, I get around, you know what I mean? That's a hobby, it's a pastime of mine, is to travel and go see new places, meet new people, do all that type of stuff, right? Um, so I've been traveling since 2016. There was no passport bros when I started taking trips abroad. You know what I mean? I was just a brother traveling. You know what I'm saying? I just travel like what we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? For years now. Like just moving around, moving and shaking. Like this is what it is what it is. Like the passport bros came up maybe around 2020 or whatever, right? Something like that. The first person I ever seen talk about passport bros was Ace Live, right? Or this is Ace or whatever he go by now. Y'all know the the Haitian dude who travel all over the world. He the first one I ever seen mention Passport Bros. He had Passport Bro merchandise, everything. And I used to tune into his stuff, man, because I'm like, damn, man, he got it lit. He down such and such. He got the mommies with him. Yeah, I'm tuning in. Yeah, man, I like that lifestyle. We want to do the same thing. Maybe around 2021, maybe about a year later or so. Uh, I was on Facebook and I was in a group. I was in a couple travel groups, right? A couple black travel groups. One of which was called Men, what sites to see, how much to pay for such and such a service, where to go stay, what hotels, what areas not to go to, all those kind of like, just travel tips. You know what I'm saying? But from the brother's perspective. So I was a good resource. It was a good resource. At one point, the admins of that group changed the name to Passport Bros, right? Okay. So I'm in this group. I've been in this group maybe a year or two before it became Passport Bros. And there was always brothers that was in there tricking. There was always lames up in there, right? There was always these lames that would be in there. This is what I've always looked at them as lames, like, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be the one to address them in the group. It's just be like, man, they put their little post up. I scroll by it. You know what I'm saying? That shit corny to me. It's corny to me. I ain't going to out you or diss you. But if it's corny, it's corny, right? So you got these brothers that go abroad. They tend to go to countries like Dominican Republic, Colombia, Brazil, right? And they run around with these escorts, call girls, straight up peas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and what they'll do is they'll take pictures with them, go on dates. They on a boat with them. They at the beach and they taking pictures, and then they post the pictures in the group. Then you get a bunch of dudes. Oh man, she's so fine, bro. Oh my god, pass me her info. All this lame stuff. I ain't gonna lie, man. That stuff was lame to me. I'll be in the group. I'm in there. Yo, I'm about to go to such and such. What's a good hotel stay at? What's a good part of the city stay at? Where the best food at? That's what I'm looking for. What a lot of brothers is out there doing, right? These Passport Bros is they just be out there and they mongers and tricks, man. That's the real deal. And anybody who know me and know my travel habits and the fact that I've always advocated for people and brothers in particular to get their passports and travel, right? They never ever ever heard me promote no Passport Bros ever. I mean, I just say get your passport. You know what I'm saying? Yo, them American women garbage. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I mean. But I would never say, "Oh yeah, we Passport Bros join the passport." But never, bro, never, because I seen that with a lot of them dudes. It was just on some real cornball stuff, bro. And I didn't want to really be associated with that because when I travel, especially when I travel and I go to Latin America, it ain't about just tricking for me. And the type of traveling I do, I be going for months at a time. Like I really be living abroad. Like I don't just do. You take 2 vacation days. You take off Friday and Monday, Saturday, and now you got a 4 day weekend. You go down DR for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And dudes down there for 3 days, and they paying four tricks a day for 3 days, and then they go back home. Like never, never, never live that kind of lifestyle, bro. Never. So, and like I said, and a lot of these brothers, they don't speak the language. When I go to Latin America, yo hablo español, yo puedo comunicar, yo, I speak Spanish when I go down there. I learned Spanish. Like, I don't have them issues. Like, they got brothers down there that don't speak no Spanish. Been, you know what I mean? Like, me. So that's why, and this is why I know that's what the Passport Bros is, right? This is why I know that that's what they do. Because I was in a group, okay? I started noticing maybe around 2022, maybe, yeah, around like 2022, sometime in 2022. They started letting in these people in like I said, originally the group was called Black Men Travel, right? It was supposed to be just black men. They would kick out all the women that would come in there. They was kicking out the white people, some of the Hispanics. The only Hispanics that they did allow in the group were certain contacts in certain countries. Like in the DR, for instance, they would have a couple guys that was in a group that was like taxi transport or whatever, like a pimp or something in down in Colombia, whatever. He's in the group. Call him up if you need a girl. There was a couple of them type of dudes in the group. Now around 2022, like I'm saying, I started seeing an influx of white dudes. There was some Keishas in the mix, and it was like this regular Latino dudes all of a sudden. So I'm like, I'm starting to like, I'm kind of looking like, yo, what's going on with the group? Like, you know what I mean? I made a couple comments to the admins. They was like, and whatever. I'm like, damn, for real. Then they made this new dude the admin of the group, some nigga named Neutron, some Neutron with this weirdo cartoon avatar, default pick, weirdo ass dude. He was on a power trip. Like I'm in the group, like he talking about, oh, it's gonna be some rules changing, new rules. I'm like, yo, what's up with all these Brads in the group? Like, why y'all letting Brads in here, man? He like instead of him addressing what I'm talking about, he goes through all my post history and he says, "Damn, bro, you don't even really be posting no chicks up in here, man. You know what I mean? You need to get up out the group since I ain't posting chicks in there." And I'm like, "Damn, word." Because I don't post no chicks in here, like, cause I value my privacy. Obviously, if y'all ain't noticed yet, I value my privacy and all that, right? He like, well, since you ain't posting no girl pics up in here, we gonna boot you from the group. I said, damn. So that's when I peeped. I said, okay, so that's what the passport bros all about. That it's all them lame niggas that's in that group going on they little week trips, little 3-day trips, or whatever it is, you know what I mean, and buying escorts and then posting them in the group, taking pictures. They go on the beach with the escort, they taking them to dinner. They doing real sucker lame stuff, real simple stuff abroad. That's what they be doing, man. So that's the passport bros for you. And they under fire right now because you had one of them weirdos. And if I'm not mistaken, the dude Floyd might have been in that group. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember somebody posting his content. I think it was with the young boy Austin Holloman when he kind of blew up on TikTok or whatever. They was doing content together or whatever, right? And I remember seeing a video or two of the dude, and I'm like, once I peeped him, I saw this nigga's a weirdo. Like the first time I seen one of his videos, and I seen that stupid smile and that voice or whatever, I saw that he's a straight weirdo. Couldn't watch his stuff no more. I mean, that was it. One and done. I couldn't watch him no more. I'm like, I can't tune into no clown cornball ass dude like this. And I didn't even know the extent of how much of a cornball he was. I just seen the video once, two videos, whatever. And I said, nah, this dude is a lame. I'm not watching his stuff. You know what I mean? I like travel content. I'm not watching him. I'm not watching him. Yeah, I think he showed up in Brazil with no clothes or whatever. Like he just showed up and all that. And it just like was trying to ride the bull, Austin Holloman wave. I said, oh yeah, he's a weirdo. You know what I mean? And then look at him. He's down there messing with kids and stuff, right? He's messing with kids, like, and that's crazy right there. Like, I don't even think them dudes in the group was into that type of stuff because that's typically Brad's cup of tea right there, right? That's what Brad like to do. I don't think that's really what we be into. I don't think us brothers be into that. At least not no Black American brothers. I can't speak for the tethers. I can't speak for the Caribbeans and the Africans. Sorry, can't speak for y'all. But the Black Americans, nah, man, we don't be not like that. Floyd's a weird case, man. But that's what a passport bro is. That's the type of stuff they be into. You know what I'm saying? So they taking major L's. I'm always going to still encourage you brothers to get your passport and travel. Just don't take on that passport bro label. That's a bad label to have over you. And here's the issue. The issue with it now is that because black men are so stigmatized off a general principle and all that, off GP, right? Due to the fact that you traveling as a black man and whatever, solo traveling or you with your buddies and all that, you won't be able to passport bro anyway. What I'm telling you is don't accept that label placed on you. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's almost like the N word now. You know what I mean? It's like people when they see you, the outsiders. That's probably how they view you. That's probably what they say about you when they're not around you, but they won't say it to your face. And as long as you don't live up to it or accept them saying that to you, then you ain't really got nothing to worry about. That's a passport, bro. Now you just a N word abroad now. You know what I mean? And that's due to how them dudes carry it. You know what I mean? It's due to how carry is due to what they value. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, when I go abroad, I be there for months at a time. You know what I mean? I'm there for months at a time. I'm actually living over there. It ain't even all about like crazy excursions and I'm doing all this super fly stuff every single day. Like it ain't even always about that. I just be down there for a peace of mind. You know what I mean? That stress, the stress alleviation, the fact that my money, it seems like it lasts forever over there, right? Or depending on where you at, of course. But that dollar is strong over there. Like it's like it adds years on your life almost. You know what I mean? The women, it's just the icing on the cake. That's not the number one uh, you know, goal or whatever, right? Go get a chick. Like if you like I said, a sucker here gonna be a sucker abroad. A brother who gonna get got over here gonna get got abroad. Like that just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be better off when you had that mindset and you ain't putting these women on a pedestal like a lot of black men do. Like black men whole existence about his relationship to a bitch. Damn, I'm trying to avoid the cursing, but I think live streams is a little bit more lenient. But yeah, nigga, whole existence is his relationship to a female. Like, you know what I mean? Not really what he can do on his own. And you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Not really what he built and what he owned, but really just about this female, her resources that he able to leech off of. That type of lifestyle is getting played out. You see what I'm saying? With this new generation of young boys, they not going for that. They're not going for that compromised lifestyle just to be in good graces with Keishas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or Keisha acting Becky's, because you got a lot of these dudes who don't like Keisha, right? Then they go get a Becky, and then when you see this Becky, that Becky wants to be a Keisha. It's like, dude, like those are the worst kind. Like, I don't like them kind. Like, you know what I'm saying? They the worst kind. Like when it's either the Karen Becky, or excuse me, it's the Karens, right? The racist ones, and then it's the ones who want to be black. Terrible, terrible women, bro. Terrible women. Just terrible. 100%. When it comes to Becky, bro, the best Becky, in my honest opinion, you want to get you a foreign Becky, get you an Eastern European Becky, a Becky who don't got no kind of history attached to this country and the racism and the legacy of slavery that come along with this country. You see what I'm saying? Get an Eastern European chick. Her ancestors never owned us as slaves. You see what I'm saying? There is no concept of you less than her because you white. I mean, because you black and she white and all that. None of that exists. Like you a black American, you go to Eastern Europe, like you automatically got status over there already. You see what I'm saying? I say go get with one of them joints. No Western European joint. No American joint. The American joints is trash, bro. And when I tell brothers to stop dating American women, it's not even always about the woman, right? It's about these laws here in this country. The laws are stacked against you. The laws don't make it worthwhile as a man to even procreate more benefits when you marry abroad. You have your kids abroad. There's actually more benefits in that. That's for another live stream. You know what I mean? Where I can break down why that's so much more beneficial than to have a chick here. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, that's another live stream. So, you know what I mean? So we back on the dating topic, man. The passport bros and all that. Listen, that passport bro stuff played out about being black American men, having this brotherhood here. We'll be passing this good information to each other. You know what I mean? We changing the culture here. You see what I'm saying? That the street culture is getting played out. It's played out. Man, this is where Keisha drops the ball at, because Keisha's been running this community into the ground for the last 60 years. This is what Keisha would do. This would change the black community overnight, but it's never gonna happen. Overnight, the black community would change, right? If Keisha decided that she's no longer attracted to criminals, uh, thugs, drug addicts, degenerates, derelicts, etc. And she decides, hey, I'm going to go value that straight laced brother, that the nerd dude with all the potential to make all the money, right? I find value in the intelligent brother in class or whatever. The one that got some morals and values and stuff like that. The one who probably grew up with both parents and stuff like that. I want to be with him. Nah, Pookie Ray Ray played out. That would change overnight because all these simp niggas, right? Because we done been born generation after generation of simps. All these simp niggas would decide that, all right, hey, I don't want to be a YN no more. I'm gonna be the nerd because that's what Keisha like now. Keisha like the nerd. I need to be a nerd. Now it's Keisha like a thug. All these niggas want to be thugs now, or be a fake thug or something. And niggas can play like that ain't what's going on out here, but you know that's what's going on. You know that's what's going on, man. So Keisha been dropping the ball there for a long time. And now it's up to the brothers to take the reins and just say, hey man, we don't care what the fuck, we don't care what Keisha want no more. This is what we doing. Get with the program and get lost. And unfortunately, most of them they'll rather get lost than get with our program. So that shows you that you going in the right direction. All right. You know what I mean? It shows you going in the right direction. The ones who gonna follow, which is good, but you know, it's gonna be very few. All right. 10% or less. You know what I mean? And there's no need to be searching for 10%. That 10% typically already married. They're already, you know, accounted for. Might as well go abroad, do your thing, man. You know what I mean? And don't be simping either, because you're gonna get a lot of these simp niggas take their first trip abroad and go meet some chick that they met off a dating app, and then the first chick, two chicks, they gonna wipe her up. And I'm like, bro, at least have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? Have a little fun. You know what I mean? The first chick or two, you know what I mean? She probably ain't gonna be the one neither. So you're gonna have to vet no matter where you go. You gotta vet these women hard. I mean, you gotta vet them for months. You gotta vet them for years, probably. Man, these simp niggas be out here getting the chick pregnant on the first time. First time you get with the chick, you knocking her up, man. Niggas be simps, bro. You know who a simp like that? Oskino. Yeah, I'm calling out Oskino. Oskino is simp, man. He be sounding like a feminist when he get on these interviews, bro, and they start, you know, like really asking him about his thoughts and views and shit. He be sounding like a strong black woman feminist and shit, right? He irked me, man. He too old to be getting on this internet crying every day. Too old. You too old, bro. Pop Oskino Vasquez. You too old. And what is this nigga? You know what I mean? It's another dude where I'm almost like, oh, well, what he say really don't matter. Like, what is this nigga? I try looking him up. Why is it when you look up Oskino, everything tell you he from West Philly? He never talks about West Philly. I never hear Oskino talk about West Philly. He only talk about North. He only talk about 12th and Huntington. That's all he talk about.